Hi people, welcome to Chess 24/7 and I'm playing with white pieces and I'll play e4, e5. I generally play f4, King's Gambit, but today I'll play knight f3 and we have king pawn opening. I can go to bishop b5, royal repairs, or I can play bishop c4, Italian game. And we have two knight defense. I'll go for side level attack, which is to attack the f7 pawn, which is the weakness for black, and yes, it is one of the way to defend the attack on f7 pawn. And I think now he'll move his knight to a5, attacking my bishop, or he can recapture the pawn, and he recaptures it. Now my knight on g5 is under attack, but I can play queen f3 because if my opponent's queen takes my knight on g5, I can take the knight on d5 with a threat of checkmate in one, although there are numerous ways to defend this. Okay, this is one of the way, so I can castle now. And I'll move it to b5, protecting my bishop also. And he decides to take it. a6 is, I guess, played to facilitate b5, but I'll go for some more development because I don't fear b5 at this very stage. And he's trying to be aggressive. He can take my queen, but if he allows me to take his queen, and I take it with check, he has to capture, and I'll take with the a pawn because now I have an open file and my opponent cannot castle on any of these sides, but I have to take care of this pawn cluster. So I'll first play c3 and then d4. h5, h4, h3. I think he wants to mess up with my castle king, but I don't think so because he does not have any other pawns on the adjacent files, so it won't be a big threat at this stage of the game because it's just one single pawn. And I can pin the bishop on e5. Okay, I'll play g3 because I don't want to take over here because then my opponent would have an open file. I would like to keep things closed, but I have to be now aware of some back rank checkmates in near future. Okay, but I can win this bishop now, and there's nothing that can be done to avoid capture of this bishop. Avoid capturing this bishop. Okay, I'll capture the bishop. Check. And now I'll try to bring my bishop to some better place. And he's going towards my king side, but before that he has to deal with another check. And here I would exchange because I'm up the material, but before that another check. And now I can take this pawn on a6, and this is turning out to be very fruitful for me. I would like to maintain the bishop on this diagonal only. Okay, but now he can give me check, and he's going after my h2 pawn and he takes it with check, but I don't fear it that much. I move up and yes, he can win this pawn on b2, which was a backward pawn, but I can give him a check and can restrict his king to the first rank only. And first I have to protect my b3 pawn. I'll play b4, but now my c3 pawn would be under attack, but I can save it. And I see a checkmate. If I'm able to put my rook on h8, it would be checkmate, and there's only one way, that is to push for f5, but I can win that pawn too. So he's trying to queen his pawn, but it won't be possible because this is checkmate. So let's go back and see where I made any kind of mistake and where my opponent made any kind of mistake. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6. We have two knight defense, knight g5, and I think the better move would have been attacking the bishop, and after check this would have been much better for black, because now the knight has to move to e5, and it would be a bit loose, or it would be pretty much difficult for white to protect it. But my opponent did not do that. He took the pawn on d5 and queen f3, queen takes g5, and now here she should have played something like bishop e6, because then my two pieces are under attack. If he takes it, I take the bishop, he can win my g2 rook, and he can even win the h2 rook, which would be pretty much good for black, but he did not see that thing. So after that, and now the problem with the black side is that he has double up pawns on the f file, and he cannot castle. And the second thing is that he cannot move his a rook, because then his pawn would fall. So it is a backward pawn, and he was persistent with his h pawn, and even after seeing the threat of winning the bishop, he did not do anything. He kept on playing with his h pawn, and it was pretty easy over here. And obviously I'm up in material, so I would be happy to exchange. And the reason I went for giving a check over here is because I feel that whenever you give a check, you gain tempo in chess, and tempo in chess is really effective, especially in blitz game. I could have easily protected this pawn with this move. This would have been much better, because in this due course I lost 2 pawns which could have been saved, and my opponent did not see the threat. And this was a pretty cool checkmate. I've seen this kind of checkmate first time in my life, so it was pretty good. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, that's it. See you in my next video. Till then, tata, bye bye, good day.